Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA-Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. It has been an honor for the last 4.5 years plus to find each other every single day, to say good morning to each other. Susie, to say good morning to you. Penny, thank you. It's broadcast 1188. Anna, Zev, welcome. Anya and Arlene, Boker Tov, Hineni. Jonathan and Helen, Rosa, Boker Tov, good to see you. Shush and Jen, welcome, friends. It's good to see all of you. Debbie sending love to Colorado. Linda to Florida. Barry to New York. Cecile and Lydia. Fabrice sending love to rainy Paris. Boker Tov, Sunday. Amy, welcome. Good to see you. Deborah, nice to see you too. Friends, for those who are paying attention, it is still happening that when someone writes the word Israel as a comment, it is still being hidden. So I encourage you to reach out with that awareness to Facebook and to anyone else to let them know. Blair, good morning. Natalia, Rose, Julie Ann, Joyce, Minna, Boker Tov. Lisa and Natalie, good to see all of you. Tara and Marcia, Dale, good morning. Let's take a breath, my friends. There's a lot to talk about. Let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah. Ashley, it's good to see you. Hi, Carol. Corinne, welcome.
לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Today I Today
All right, friends, it's good to see all of you. Carolyn, you shared that it is 5 weeks ago today that your mom had a stroke, and you've been in the hospital with her every day. We are sending you strength, and so glad that you're here with us. And if she can hear us, we are sending our blessings to her for healing, for recovery, for strength, and to your whole family. Lydia, you've shared also that your fella is having his second surgery, and you're in the waiting room right now. He's doing great. And so we're going to continue sending positive energy his way and your way. Friends, it's good that we are all together. At 10:30 today, there is the memorial service for Omer Nutra at Midway Jewish Center on Long Island. Thank you, Deborah, for posting the link. There will be many, many, many people there and many, many people online. I encourage us all to be present for the family and for our people. It is a very, very sad thing that we must show up for. And so if you have time at 10:30 this morning, I encourage you to be there. Okay, well, let me start with this. Last night was transformative in my life and in the life of at least 1,700 people. Last night was UJA-Federation New York's Wall Street dinner. And, you know, before I was involved in this way in the work of UJA, I don't think I understood. I don't think I understood what the power of philanthropy, especially Jewish philanthropy, especially UJA-Federation philanthropy, I don't think I understood what it was. And I want to tell you about last night. Last night at the Marriott Marquis, really, really nice venue, we convened leadership of donors and titans of industry for our annual Wall Street dinner. It is the biggest fundraiser we have during the year. 1,700 people came, representing really powerhouses of leaders and generosity. We have allocated from the Israel Emergency Fund that we began literally on October 7th, 2023. We have raised about $235 million. It includes some allocations for the way October 7th has impacted the diaspora community here in New York, but 146 million of that fund has now been allocated and distributed on the ground in Israel. We were the first to allocate, the first to show up, and we have sent thousands and thousands of people to Israel since. I myself have been part of 4 delegations, and there have been nonstop efforts to work with our partners on the ground, to witness their work, to be efficient with our funding. And the holiest of holies, friends, the holiest of holies is the work with the Missing Families and Hostage Forum. And last night, when everyone walked into the event, we were handed an entry ticket and a dog tag. And you might have thought, friends, that because of the tensions in the world and the politicization of what is obviously a human rights issue, to bring them home, and obviously an American national interest, because 7 hostages, now 6, are American who remain in the tunnels. That's not the only, and only is a terrible way to speak about this. That's not the only reason, but it is another reason. Despite all of that obvious synergy of values and venue, I would have understood the tension in the conversation of some of these are first-time donors. We have many non-Jews in the room. How do we show up in this moment where our ongoing pain and determination to bring them home might sound like a political claim in the ears of others? But when I showed up and they handed us the entry ticket and a dog tag, I said to myself, and then I said to Linda Morales, the chair of the president of UJA, I'm so proud that we are who we are, no matter where we go. And then, after some leaders spoke, Eric Goldstein, my hero, the CEO of UJA, introduced Rachel Goldberg-Polin, my hero. I stood there riveted. I recorded the whole thing. I put it up on my YouTube channel and also on my personal Facebook feed if you'd like to go see her entire speech and Eric's introduction. I have never heard such pure love. Obviously ravaged. She is the greatest wisdom teacher I have ever experienced. And I have never heard such profound wisdom about love in my life. I will be a better father because I listened to Rachel. I will be a better rabbi because I listened to Rachel. I will be a better husband because I listened to Rachel and I watched John, her husband. And I will be a better human being for having been in her presence. I cannot encourage enough that each of you should find every speech she gave, but especially last night, to a room full of incredibly successful professionals who showed up to give and to strengthen. Again, we have already allocated $146+ million of the emergency fund. That's an additional amount to our usual budget, our fundraising goal, which raises millions and millions of dollars for Israel and for Jews all around the world and for New Yorkers of all kinds. In the middle of all this, we also opened up the Brooklyn Hub, which is a one-stop social services network, which is the second enormous hub, the first one being in Queens. There's no litmus test for who goes in to receive the help. We show up as Jews for everybody. I'm very proud of that. So last night we raised $55 million to support our work, and I really didn't understand before. Last year's Wall Street dinner, I sang Hatikva last year in that room and felt the intensity. But last night I felt something even deeper, which is that I'm witness to holy work on a grand and mindful scale. It is important to always hold Torah as we do this work, and so I want to offer a little bit of the Parsha. But I do not want, friends, to de-emphasize the living Torah that last night represented. I wouldn't have understood. I really wouldn't. There is no way to measure this work, and it can be distracting to be surrounded by the Marriott marquee and the beautiful decorations and the delicious food. But all of that stood in contrast and in concert with the purity of every talk about our children on campus, about synagogues, about culture, about Jewish professionals being marginalized in their own industry, and our robust response to that, calling out for Jewish dignity, calling out for health and safety. I didn't understand. I didn't understand. Now I do. And I have never been more proud to do this work. I have never been more humbled to do this work, because last night I didn't have any specific responsibilities. I just, saw a lot of people I knew, spent a few moments talking with them, but I just watched. And what a privilege it is to be part of this work. I hope that you strengthen our work. I hope that you feel strong through strengthening. I hope that you'll watch Rachel's words and then decide the next heroic act from within yourself that you can do in the world for someone else. I know that's more than enough Torah for a day. It's more than enough Torah for a lifetime. But let me simply say that in the beginning of Parshat VaYeitzei, this week's Torah portion, Jacob is running for his life. We encounter him right after he steals the birthright blessing from Esau, his brother, deceives his father, is manipulated by his mother. Maybe it's all the way it was supposed to be. It's very hard to feel calm in this part of the Torah. And the power of the opening two verses, I'll read them in Hebrew and then in English. VaYeitzei Yaakov mi Beersheva vayelech Harana. Jacob left Beersheva and set out for Haran. Vayifga b'makom. You'll understand why those are the words. Vayelen sham kiva hashemesh vayikach me'avnei makom vayasem merashotav vayishkav b'makom ahu. He came upon a certain place and stopped there for the night, for the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of that place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place. And I want you to know, Vayifga b'makom, the first two words of verse 11, it just means he encountered a place. But makom is a name for God. He crashed into God, says Dr. Raviva Zorenberg. He crashed into God. He was on his path running, and he encountered something in his exhaustion that made him stop. and it was God. Last night, looking at Rachel's face and being in the work, I saw the face of God. It's not easy to describe. I can't do it justice. I have never been so inspired. I have never been so moved. And crashing into God has never felt so sweet. I am so grateful to be part of UJA-Federation in New York. I am so grateful to share this work with you. And I'm grateful for the work we're going to do today. No rest. When you need to rest, lay down, and like Jacob, even a stone will feel like a pillow. But crashing into God, that's a worthy mission. Let's send our hearts to the east and double down on our efforts, because now might be a moment that we can bring them home. So sing Hatikva with me, and then prepare to say the words like you've never said them before. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, my friends.